Okay, so again, a big thing in a big thing in the seminary was we had a lot of schoolwork. If you talk anybody who went to the seminary, the academics that you learn here beat everything. When I left the seminary, I went to a parochial Catholic boys' school, and I was years ahead of my own period. You learn how to write. I was doing footnotes and what do you call it? Bibliographies on a paper in my freshman year. So the things that you learn at this seminary, you couldn't get anywhere else for our age. So we had a lot of study halls, and we did replace these desks with some of the desks at the bottom. These were made by Brother Clem. Brother Clem was a dear, beloved by everybody. He actually, if something had to be made, he made it. So he made all the desk, the new desk where they had on the side, you could put your books. He had a drawer. He had a nice little Formica top. As a matter of fact, I have two of the desks because when the seminary closed, we had some in storage. We only kept one or two, and so I wound up with a donation taking two for myself and drove them back to Sacramento. But one of the things is, again, a lot of teaching. We had a lab for our languages. The languages earlier on, of course, it was always Latin, and later on Spanish, and of course English. I consider it a language. English is my second language. But we also started going into Greek. Eventually, all the languages were dropped as went on, and some people, I'm always surprised when I find people didn't take Latin or another language. Spanish did become a 4-year language that was taught here, but it did move away. Here again you can see some of the things. We had Father Severin, much beloved, who taught chemistry and science. So one of the things that my junior year, I'd left my sophomore year, one of the things is you always did fruit flies. You grew fruit flies to do an experiment. So that was always something that I was looking forward to, but I left. Here we had, on the second floor, we had music practice rooms that people could go in there. Some people brought instruments and they would play in there, or they sing, or actually they're not supposed to use them for study hall. So here you can see people here that they would be studying, they would be, various pictures. One of the things that you might see over here, they might say a name here and they'll say Fred Garcia 67. You were always associated with your graduating class. I'm class of 69, but I only went here from August of 65 to December 66. But I'm always associated with the class of 69. That would have been my graduating class. So we have books here that we had, we took, Latin. Some of the old Latin notes, I still have mine. The next big thing that they used to do is idle minds, make trouble. So in addition to doing studies, what are you going to do? Sports. For me, that was one of the best things because I was 4'10". I never got the chance to play sports because I was too rinkety-dink. Here, everybody plays on a game. There was three teams: the Vikings, the Titans, and the Lancers. So the student body was divided into those three teams. They were broken up into different leagues. So like the varsity were the top players, down to the junior Bs, which were the people that were either uncoordinated or too small or whatever. I was in the junior Bs. Was really great there, but there was the junior Bs. So here you can see some of the classes, and it started from 1925. They were playing volleyball. When I was here, we played volleyball, handball, football, basketball, baseball. We had track meets, and on some of here you can see we had track days that we would compete. Early on, they would actually have floats. Each class would come up with a float, and people from the community would come in because it was such a big thing that we actually made floats, and there was awards on that. Here you can see some of the floats: Titan Victory, Beware the Viking Dragon, and so again, they kept everybody busy. So you can see track day, football, baseball. Soccer came in later on, way after me. Here's the handball. And over here, it had like a standings of what what the teams, the conglomerate, all the Titan teams, how many points they have. The advantage of it is at the end of the year, end of the semester, the winning team would get a free day, they'd get treats, they'd get to see a movie, and everybody else had to do work. You know, we had it, so that was the motivation. And, you know, so here at the end, again, we can see the track day. We did get into soccer in '84, or at least soccer, the picture right there. Of course, we have the sports, that keeps you busy. Sports activities were always during the evening, before study hall, and before dinner. And also on Wednesdays and Saturdays there'd be games in the afternoon. Sundays also. So you'd have 3 days of actual organized sports activities. And in the evening, some of the other ones. Over here, excuse me. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, over here, sorry guys. Over here we have other things that we did, miscellaneous things. There was a big push to have drama, the arts. So each class had to produce a play back when I was around. So you came up with a play, you actually did practices, and it was a play, you know, we actually had somebody from a director who worked downtown who actually did some plays of A Man of All Seasons. And so, yes, you can see the rope. Freshman year. So you can see some of the plays, and we actually had they participated by making either designs. Here you had something like you'd have scenes from Billy Budd, Bravo. There was a couple, you know, and people in the community were invited to come see the plays. When I was there, somebody did West Side Story. It was an abbreviated role, but you know, they went out there and sang the songs. I still remember the class doing The Shark and what was the other group? The Shark and the Jets, and it was great. So anyway, so you can see the members would come out there. There was actually little booklets that would be like, here's Stolic 17, the February class of '65. I wasn't here then. So you have that, again, idle minds. Everybody's always busy. You have rec time. Art provided some free time. So each class had a own rec room. As a freshman, we had a shuffleboard downstairs by the fill-in area, and we had some board games. Pinochle was a really favorite. After I left the seminary, nobody knew how to play Pinochle, dang it, but it was always Pinochle was there. And so we would play ping pong tables. Every class had one. Sophomores and above had pool tables, at minimum 2 pool tables. And you know, here you can see pool table. You know, you also have gatherings that, you know, to get together, just BS, and that's what it's called, a bull session here. And earlier on, before my time, they would have the fill-in. The fill-in was a place that you can go in for 5 cents or something, get ice cream, free ice cream. 5-cent cones. So that's why, you know, we did do some jobs and we provided a little allowance, not much. In here, of course, you have people going around the fill-in. We had the use of the pool area, and of course, if you're a freshman, beware, you're going to get dunked or thrown in the pool by the upperclassmen, especially hated sophomores. But, you know, this is what we had. We had general, and we always had Mass. We would go to Mass once a day. We would always have morning prayers and night prayers. Night prayers were at 7 o'clock. Morning prayers were at 7 o'clock. You wake up at 6:15 every morning. You get ready. You know, you don't. If you're fast, you can shower, but otherwise, you have to be at the chapel by 6:45 for the prayers. At night, we would have 8:30. We'd do our night prayers and then go to bed by 9 o'clock. Other things than that, I'm going to let it. There's other things that I haven't covered, but enough for now. Enjoy. Bob Alderette here.